Salut l'équipe, aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour une nouvelle saison de la CREA CAR et we're gonna switch in English.
Let's go.
Hi Michael.
Hi, morning.
Welcome to the CREA CAR.
Thank you. Good to see
Hi.
you guys.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So to start we're gonna do a warm-up game.
All right.
I'm gonna ask you a question and you have to answer as many as you can in 30 seconds.
As
okay?
many as I can. Be fast and brief,
Let's
Michael.
go.
Yeah.
You can do
You
this.
ready?
I'm ready.
Alright, first question. What's the last message you sent?
I'll see you tomorrow.
Whoa, that was quick. What's your phone wallpaper?
It's a rotating picture collage of me and my son through the years.
Beautiful. What's a word you say all the time?
Awesome.
Who inspires you?
Someone that inspires me.
10 seconds.
Ouch! My son.
Beautiful, yeah. Do you prefer text or voice notes?
Text notes.
Yeah.
I hate voice notes.
And last question, TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
Beautiful, thank you.
Who does voice notes? Call me then. Call me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not possible.
What am I going to do with this? I can't read it later. I hate them.
So, first question, you have to explain like it's a 10-year-old kid that is listening to you, and you have to explain him what is your job, like what do you do?
That's a very good question, and you know what? I've been trying to explain to my elders, my mom and dad and everyone in the family what I really do for the last 20 years, and I've never managed to do it properly. For a 10-year-old, I think it might be easier actually, because they will have a grasp of it. A 10-year-old, I've tried to explain that I'm helping people to achieve the outcomes they want. So maybe I can put it like this.
Okay.
You want to have a birthday party. You know how you want the birthday party to look, but you don't know how to make everything become the way that you want them to be. So, you know, you want to have a clown, but you don't know how to get the right clown, what the clown means. You want to have a great birthday cake, but what does a great birthday cake taste like? What does it look like? And how do you get it there? So it's really about helping others to do what they want to do.
Yeah, really interesting. What's the biggest difference you see between the students when you were students and now, like the students you actually teach?
Oh, I was reflecting on that yesterday during the class. I think for students today, it's not about acquiring information. That's not really what you primarily do at a university or at a school. When you go to and attend a school today, I think you need to understand that the information that you're getting is readily available out there. Yeah. But what is not readily available out there is the people you're in the same room with.
Exactly, yeah.
So my only thing would be to tell people today is that your job, besides of course learning, is to interact with everyone that you feel can give you something in that room. Yeah. Teachers or other students, it's that opportunity of critical debating and critical thinking together that you can't replace.
I would add to that the thing at CREA which is interesting is that we have a lot of group projects which make us debates every time, like we have, it depends, like marketing or whatever it is, like we always debate.
That's a very important skill set also that you're getting that, because in work, without a heated debate, is that good? When I did my master thesis at the university, I worked with a group and we had a huge fallout. We decided to lock ourselves into an apartment for 3 days just to get it done. And it was probably the worst and the best 3 days of my life. Yeah. We cried, we screamed, we yelled, we ate pizza, of course, but it was a painful process. But the work that came out of that painful process, I don't think I've ever felt as proud of something as we delivered, because that was truly the best we could do. Teamwork without healthy conflict is not as valuable as it could be if you're open, honest, but you need to manage relations, and I think that's what you're learning in CREA in Wales. You need to build and learn to manage professional relations where you can be genuine with the work you do.
Exactly, I completely.
I've seen that it has been 10 years you're doing this at CREA.
Yeah, I saw that too. It popped up on LinkedIn.
It's a long time.
I've seen that.
Makes me feel old.
Yeah. Why this consistency? Why are you still teaching at CREA?
It's many reasons. I could say that it's an honor, which it is, and I was been flattered to be asked to come back. It means a lot to me. And I reflected on when I prepared the class on AI this time around also. When you teach something, you actually need to revisit your own understanding. You need to be able to explain why is this like this. You need to explain why do I think it is like this. So by teaching something, you actually learn it deeper, and you need to make sure you understand everything. So from a learning experience, it's great. And then the meeting with the students are always a pleasure, because I've been fortunate that I've had people who've taken the time to give something to me. And at this time of my life, I think it's a good time for me to start to give back.
Yeah. So, what's the favorite thing about your job, you would say?
Well, first of all, I never chose my career. I started off studying chemical engineering, and I think everything else I could on university, but I ended up working with the one thing I really never studied, which was digital.
Okay.
So I have some basic programming, but I'm not a technical person in that sense, that I'm not a programmer or the like. But if I look throughout my career, what's been the most rewarding thing and what I like with it is I've always had the chance to work with really, really smart people. And every day I've learned something new. I have to be honest to say that I think one of the reasons I choose to start Liminal Discovery was partly out of fear of not having the opportunity to have so many great and smart people around me to learn from. So I decided, let's get that group together myself. Let's make sure I get the people I can learn from on a daily basis.
Yeah, wonderful. And what's like a tip you would give to the youngs like us to find the right people? We say like you have to be the dumbest in the room. That's like a quote.
That's a good question, actually, because just because people are smart doesn't necessarily mean you should learn from them. I think you should look for people that demonstrates or share the values that you need and want in your life. Then you should look for the people that are curious themselves and be as curious as they are. So people with a good heart and a good mind that constantly is looking.
I completely agree. I want to talk about AI a little bit.
All right.
What's your take on AI, and do you think we're going into the right direction?
Oh, that's a multi-level question, isn't it?
It's evolving really quick right now, so
let's put it like this. You guys are familiar with Frankenstein's monster. If we're looking at the evolution of our own technical involvement as humans, we've gone through our mechanical engineering revolution. We've gone through our digital revolution. We've gone from creating machines that can act and move. We've created digital that can take information, store it, and act on it. And now we're basically finding the crowning. We're putting the brain on top of it. That's the way that I look at it. We're kind of crowning our own evolution of technology of sort. That is also when things kind of comes to the critical part of ethics. Of course, it's a question about the ethics of taking body parts and so on. But originally, it was written more in the aspect of engineering of life and so on. But nowadays, I think it applies to AI also. So going back to the novel of Frankenstein, he gets appalled by the creation that he's eventually created, leaving him to abandon it. But still, the creature is living. The creature is alive, it's intelligent, it reads philosophy, it reads poetry, and it shows a profound ask for love. The founder has abandoned it, and eventually the creation, what then is called the monster, goes rogue in the sense that he's driven into eventually killing his creator. So that raises a lot of questions for us, about AI. First of all, what is it that we're building? What is it that we're creating? How does that apply to what we're doing? But most importantly, what is our responsibility as the creators of it? If we start to trust AI too much, we're going to withdraw and we're not going to use our own critical thinking. And if we are putting ourselves in a place where we know that AI has limitations, but is very good at presenting facts to us in a way that it's, convincing, then we're standing a lost way. So I think we need to understand that AI is good at pleasing us. It will be good at following our instructions, our objectives, but in doing so, it also becomes very good at manipulating us. All right, I hope.
Arrived at CREA.
Very nice. Thank you, guys. This was a
Thank you
pleasure.
very
I know I
much.
talk a lot, but
it was really interesting discussion. Yeah, so thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, guys. I really appreciate this. Bye.
Bye-bye.